let's be real here. Life really sucks sometimes. Now, in a talk like this, I know you'd want me to say something like, look for the positive in every situation, or smile through the pain, or just be happy. But life doesn't always work that way. We lose focus, fail tests, get rejected, lose things that are important to us. And we are never going to escape these hardships. Now, what determines success in these situations is how we process them mentally. It's easy to allow distractions to get in the way of your goals. It's easy to allow the stresses of daily life to take you out of a moment. It's easy to allow your feelings to overwhelm you and cloud your judgment. But one who is truly strong is someone who can accept that storm in their head and ride its wild winds without being swept away by them. That is the idea behind mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice in which you notice the sensations, thoughts, and emotions you have in the present moment, and instead of seeking to change or suppress them, accept them as they are. As a result, it will be you who has control over your emotions, actions, and well-being. For example, mindfulness has been shown to strengthen the immune system, help people with depression, or just benefit people's general well-being. It can be practiced through a formal meditation or in day-to-day life, like when you brush your teeth. The first step is to bring full consciousness into the present moment by observing all sensations you experience. One method is the body scan technique, which is taught in the book Mindfulness, a practical guide by Tessa Watt. In the body scan technique, you bring awareness to certain parts of your body or scan your body to create mental distance between you and the chaos of life. Let's practice it now. If you will, please close your eyes as we observe our bodily sensations. First, focus on your breath. Pay attention to the rhythm of your breath, how fast each inhale and exhale is, how deep each breath is, etc. There's no need to change any of these characteristics as you observe them. If you're having trouble staying focused on your breath, think of a specific word on each inhale and exhale. For example, I think to myself peace on each inhale and love on each exhale. Peace, love. Now, spread this level of awareness to different parts of your body. Pay attention to the sensations in your fingers, shoulders, or anywhere else. Notice how tense that part of the body is, where it comes into contact with other objects, how concentrated or spread out that pressure is, etc. Okay, you can open your eyes now. When practicing the body scan technique on your own time, continue this process until you've brought full consciousness into your body. The next step is to be non-judgmentally aware of your thoughts and emotions without addressing them directly. I personally like to use visualization to aid me in this process. For example, I'd imagine myself standing firmly under a peaceful blue sky, and my thoughts and emotions are harmless clouds that float by. I don't bat away or become engulfed in these clouds, but I observe them calmly from a distance. The results of these types of exercises may not be immediate, but through consistent practice, your mind will no longer be overwhelmed by concerns or judgments. And once your negative emotions become manageable so that analyzing them isn't too emotionally draining, do so. Have a constructive and objective dialogue with yourself to find the true problem that caused the emotion, and if possible, a solution. Don't blindly accept the pain you felt, just to experience it again in the future. Once you've begun integrating all the steps, you'll find that mindfulness can be utilized in so many aspects of your life, and it's okay if you don't implement the steps perfectly at first. There is one feeling we constantly seek to avoid: boredom. We use external stimulants, such as our electronic devices, to satiate our desires with pleasure to fill the void. But sometimes our desires work against us. Now, raise your hand if there's ever been a time in which you are about to start working on the project, then immediately said to yourself, this task is boring and I don't feel like doing it, so I'll start working later. Now, there are two types of people in this world: the people who raise their hands and liars. Anyways, the truth is, deadlines don't care how you feel. Your boss doesn't care, your teacher doesn't care, and sweetie, neither can you. You can't afford to make excuses, slinking away from your workload into the realm of comfort. First, you have to accept your boredom. Stop what you're doing for a bit and get used to the feeling. Accept it for what it is and don't seek to change it. Then, carry on with your work. Once you acknowledge the way you feel in the present, your desire to erase that feeling will become less potent. And just like that, you found a cure for procrastination. Distractions can take away important moments in our lives, even if we're not trying to accomplish a task. We're in an age in which social media notifications and long to-do lists replace awareness and appreciation with blind anxiety. For example, it's easy to overlook the beautiful sunset by keeping our heads down in our phones, to eat an entire meal thinking about what we have to do later instead of actually tasting the food, to take the simple yet significant gift of life for granted while dwelling on a situation that occurred in the past. For example, I used to think myself to tears after experiencing a mildly awkward social interaction, like if I said something stupid during a conversation. I would think to myself, I'm sure they hate me. I should have said something else. What's wrong with me? Mindfulness has enabled me to stop dwelling on the negative situations that occurred in the past and to embrace every wondrous moment as I encounter it. That richly colored sky, the taste of that sandwich, the feeling of vital oxygen filling my lungs. By being mindful, we can distance ourselves from fears of the past and future and realize how luxurious our lives are right now. Despite this beautiful world that we live in, we sometimes subconsciously wear a lens that makes it look gray and desolate. Despair can make us feel like we can't escape the negative thoughts that create a domino effect in our heads. Where did I go wrong? Leads to, what if I never escape this pain? Leads to, is there any hope left for me? Each thought feels like another chain restraining us from reaching up towards the light, towards happiness, until we are afraid, hopeless. Some of us may not want to admit it, but a negative experience can really feel that crushing. Failing, being humiliated, losing something important. Sometimes there are solutions, sometimes we just have to accept the loss. But either way, we have to come to terms with our emotions. Even if you can't find the positive in every situation, mindfulness can allow you to acknowledge and embrace the negatives, while knowing that they will pass. This avoids actively contributing to the domino effect of thoughts, making the pain just a bit more bearable. Mindfulness means that it's okay to feel that pain, but it doesn't have to be our master. We have the power to analyze its cause and find a solution without it overwhelming us. The pain can just be a single thread that weaves its way into our humongous and beautiful tapestry of life. When we are wounded by the problems in our lives, we can either dig deeper into the wound or we can give it space and time to heal. No one can experience constant elation, but we can find comfort and acceptance with the pain without it taking over our lives. So why not? Confront the beast inside of you and take your life back. Thank you.